Good evening, Bahrain. This is Bara Abdallah, welcoming you to another episode of Bahrain Now, your source of entertainment, talents, and initiatives from around the island. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Cycling is a popular sport in Bahrain and it's an excellent way to spend your free time and gain fitness. Today, we have a cycling coach to learn more about the sport. Watch this next video. Ladies and gentlemen, with us in the studio is the cyclist herself, the phenomenal, the infamous, full of energy, beautiful inside and out, body, mind, and soul, Sarah Samak.
Hi, Bara. How are you?
Good. What about yourself?
Good. Enjoying riding outdoors.
Awesome, awesome. How is that going on so far?
So far it's good. The weather was like not nice a few days ago, but
Okay.
I think it's doable now. It's changing.
Yeah, yes. Let's go with that, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, you're infamous
Thank you.
for being the most active cyclist that we know of so far.
Yeah.
At least
Thank you.
myself.
Thank you. Come on, get a bike.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm sure with this
But you
way.
can't join me. Sorry.
I can't. You're so like advanced level, like
no, it's only
Hogwarts
girls.
level.
No, we do only girls. You see. Oh, sorry.
When are we gonna expand our market?
Well, maybe when you start something, maybe I'll I'll help you out.
Start? Yeah, I need to start with me first.
Get it out the way.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, cycling. How did it start with you?
Cycling started very casually. In one holiday, my dad took us to Canada. He was doing a sabbatical. My dad is a professor in university, so he had to spend the summer in Canada to do some research in the university.
Right.
And I remember we used to have to wait all the way to the afternoon till my dad comes home to be able to go downtown because my mom didn't allow us. We were like 16 years old. I was like, come on, it's so boring to stay at home, do nothing.
Right.
So while we were looking into the house that we were renting, we saw two bikes. So it's me and my brother, and we're like, oh, there are two bikes. Can we use them?
Can we?
Yeah, my dad was like, wait a minute, we've got to drop them a line to ask for permission. So he texted them, asked them if we can use the bikes for the for the kiddos, which was me and my brother.
Okay.
And they said, yeah, fine, just go ahead and pump the tires because we haven't been using them for some time.
Okay.
Just go ahead and do that. And my dad did that, and off we go. We started cycling. What's ironic about it is that that was my first ride ever.
At 16 years old.
At 16 years old, and I keep telling my parents, did you check if I can ride a bike or not? And they're like, no. I was like, well, you're trying to get rid of me in a way, sending me on the road. But I bounced back, it came back.
All right.
I came back, the plan didn't work, Sorry, mom and dad, but I know you're
Failed mission.
Yeah, so there was a hidden agenda, I think, but they couldn't do it.
Well,
But the respect I got there, because obviously they had a cycling lane there. I'm talking about when I was 16.
a cycling lane.
Yeah, so I had a lot of cycling lanes. Even if they didn't have a cycling lane, they know that they have to share the road. So, but the incident was like, we're riding. And this is where I remember, I think I didn't have the control over the bike because I was 16 years old and that was my first time. And that's what I'm trying to do even when coaching. There was a bus trying to overtake us, and I was like, yeah, there's a bus.
God.
Yes,
Brakes,
exactly.
what happened?
Exactly. So it's like, and we're trying to get on the bike, and he can see that we're both like a bit like hesitant about how to get on the bike.
Yeah.
So he just give us some signs like, get on the bike and go, and I'll overtake later. And I was like, did I read the lips properly? And I was like, I'm on the bike, he's in a bus, and he's a bus driver.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm 16 in a strange country. I was like,
on a bike.
On a bike.
To a
That's
bus.
my first, to a bus. So I was like, okay, I think I did get what he said, and we did cycle. and he waited for some time, then he overtook us.
Interesting.
That means we were a bit wobbly, you know, and he saw that two kiddos on the road, you know, just give them some space so we can overtake them nicely and they're relaxed. So it's a win-win situation. So that incident like stayed in my head and I can remember it. Like I wish I had the driver's number just to say thank you, because that kind of respect showed me that cyclists have respect on the road, and that's what we need to bring it here. And that's what I always tell people. I know we want cycling lanes, but we have to learn to share the road as well. So that's one of the things like I like it from my experience in Canada.
That's pretty interesting. I mean, but I've never heard that before. I've seen it in the movie, you know, but now do you think we're going to reach to a point where we're going to have our own cycling lanes right here in Bahrain?
Well, in Bahrain we do have. This is the nice thing, like, you know, the government have started a lot of cycling lanes. We've got one in Zalak. We actually have two like traffic-free environment cycling lanes in Zalak. We have some around the cities like Salman City, Diyar Maharak. They all have like a cycling lane, which is a nice initiative by the government to start in Bahrain.
Totally.
So it has developed a lot since like 16 years ago till now. It's a big change. Like now we've got a big group of girls on a bike.
You know what? Would you ever document this to make it like a documentary of how you started the whole cycling thing in Bahrain up until today? Would that be a thought you want to do?
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say to everyone. Like, you know, I started when, you know, you can't find cycling jerseys like fits girls. You can't find, like, you can't walk into a bike shop and say, I want a cycling shorts, and you don't know what's a cycling shorts. It's all the things that, you know, like I'm sponsored by the bike shop, and the reason why, when they asked me, I was like, we want to sponsor you, Sarah, with a bike. I was like, oh, nice, but I know why, you know, like, you know, I'm happy with it, but I need to know why I'm sponsored. And they said, because you were the first Bahraini to walk into the shop and buy a road bike. And we're like, oh, there's a girl here buying a road bike. We're not sure if she can ride it or not.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, great. So now let's talk technical a bit.
Okay.
No, that was an amazing story right
Thank
there.
you.
Movie coming out, definitely. I'm sure of that, you know, starring
Thank you.
Sarah Samok herself.
Yeah, thank you. With a bike.
Herself.
It has to be with my bike. I can't be by myself. I need a bike next to me.
So the whole thing, the culture of cycling, the sport itself, people say, oh, just buy a bike and paddle.
Yes.
But there's more to it. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so when I started, like, you know, I'll tell you a bit of history before that, and that's the beginning of Cycling Bees. So I started riding like casually in Awali with a group of expats. Then this group of expats left the country. So I had to find another group to cycle with. And this is where I met the Bahraini boys. And I started cycling with the boys. Started racing, realized, oh, I'm a bit competitive. I didn't know that I like competing in races. Started being on the podium. I was like, ooh, it's nice to be on the podium, you know, it's quite feeling, you know. Started doing international races. It's like, ooh, it's either more fun to do them.
Okay.
And then, you know, I got married, got pregnant, okay? So I delivered the baby girl and started riding as if nothing happened. And I got the injury, so the back injury. So then, you know, it was awkward for me to start at 4 a.m. because you as a mom can't wake up at 4 a.m. to ride at 5.
Right.
Okay? You've been, for example, breastfeeding, or you've been up with a baby. You can't do that. So we started riding in awkward times. And I will remember, because I was living in Saar and my friend Dana was living in Saar.
Right.
So I told her, I was like, how about we start from Saar? And she was like, no, it's not safe. I was like, listen, I believe Bahrain is safe. Like, you know, that's just 10 years ago, like 7 years ago. I was like, Bahrain, it's safe. I've been riding with my group of expats, and I think people underestimate this. I believe if you cycle in the villages, you can make an eye contact with the drivers around, you know, the road, and you can tell them, you know, they can see you, acknowledge that you're cycling on the road, so they can give you that space. You know, you don't have to be in a traffic-free environment. It's quite boring, you know. I like to cycle between the villages, you know, see people, get to cycle with, like, you know, the surrounding, the trees, the beach, all of this, you know. So we did that. We started posing pictures. Like, I like to take pictures while I'm cycling or on the bike. So I don't have even a picture without the helmet, or a picture like without, you know, me sitting. Like, it's like a bit awkward.
Safety first.
You know, it's like, you know, I don't do that. So cycling is part of me. So anyway, I started posting those pictures on social media, and a lot of the girls were saying, oh, can we join? Can we join? I was like, yes, sure, why not? So then we started Cycling Bees, which was a casual, like a group. We called it Bees just because my bike is a yellow and black, and it looks like a bumblebee, you know. That's it. And my dad, my husband,
bumblebee.
Yes, exactly. And my husband made fun of the name. He's like, cycling bees? Really, bees? As
Bees?
girls?
Yes, let's go.
I was like, bees, yes. It's like,
Yes.
bees? I was
We
like,
stick
yes.
together. Stick to bees.
Stick to the bees, yeah. So anyway, we started riding, and the group started to grow. And I remember when we started the cycling bees, all our athletes, like, the people we used to compete with were male.
All
They
right.
looked at us and they said,
Wow.
are you guys serious? You want to do a group for girls only? It's only you and Dana cycling in Bahrain now, and a few expats. And
Big
you
shout
think
out to
you'll
Donna.
Exactly. So it's like, listen, I've been cycling, I've seen expats, I think we can do that. We can limit it to like only girls. And we did that and it started to grow. And this is where I realized some girls are here in the country who don't know how to ride a bike. And that is the day.
That's where you come in.
Exactly. And this is when I actually, that day, when I saw 20 girls listening to my instructions, and I was like, ugh. And my dad is a professor. He says, since you're good in what you're doing, you've got the experience, why don't you back it with a piece of certificate? So it's like, oh, good point. It's like people will value your effort. Like, you went all the way to study,
Okay.
cycling, coaching, and all of that.
Okay.
So I wrote to my coach, and he said, yeah, I would recommend you go to British Cycling. So I traveled all the way to London to get certified.
What?
Yeah, so yeah, they thought I'm crazy even there. They're like, are you traveling for this course? I was like, yes, because I want to be certified and I want people to believe what I'm just saying.
That's very interesting. I mean, as you've been talking right now, I just heard all these beautiful stories like the community, and how you're so dedicated to it and how you started and all that.
Yeah.
If I want to ask you this,
Yeah.
which I would do actually,
Yeah, okay.
if you have that one thing,
Yeah.
that one healthy benefit, or whether it's emotional or physical or even mental of cycling, what would that be?
I think cycling is a combination, actually. You can't say it's a mental thing, because some people like to cycle by themselves,
Okay.
sometimes in a group. I believe it's a combination of it's a mental healthness and it's physical, because people tag along because they want a community of girls, random girls. It's not like a bunch of girls, of friends. It's like, when we walk in a wedding, like if I'm invited to a wedding, I'm not going to walk in by myself. I was like, I'll wait for my friend. It's like, are you in the car? I'll come and tag along. We walk
Let's
in.
go.
But with cycling bees, it's a random girls on bikes. You never know who's next to you. Like, you can meet random people. Like a few weeks ago, I had a girl from Mauritius, and I told her, where are you from?
Wow.
She's like, I'm from Mauritius. I was like, oh. She's like, do you know Mauritius? I was like, of course. We actually have someone who's half Mauritius here. She's like, what? She's
Yeah.
like, I've been in Bahrain
Yeah.
for 10 years. I haven't met anyone from the Mauritius. And I was like, yes, she's here. And I was like, here we go.
I
So
think
it's
it's a mutual friend, I guess, at this point.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, really? Okay. So it brings people together. They come because they want the community, but then they clock in a workout as well without realizing. So I've got people who actually lost weight with us without them planning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Loving it.
Yeah,
Loving
thank
it. So if you have any last words to your viewers, what would that be?
I would say nothing should stop you from cycling. A lot of girls approach me when they want to learn or they want to start. They're like, we're too fat, we can't start. It's like, no, cycling is for you. You can actually start cycling even if you're like overweight, because it will help you to lose weight.
Right.
Like, you don't have to be fit to start cycling.
Totally.
You're not overweight. Come on,
It's the lighting, believe me.
Yeah. Okay. So like, it's not the weight, it's not the age. I've coached people who are like 75 years old. Like, I couldn't post it on my Instagram because I wasn't allowed, but she was 75 years old and that was her first pedal.
Wow.
Yes. If you see the smile on her face, like excitement that she finally did it, it was amazing. I've got loads of 60 years old who come to learn, and
Amazing.
they're so sweet.
Amazing.
So not age, not your weight, okay, and not even your height. A lot of people say, we're too short. I was like, listen girl, all the Bahraini women are 150 meter only.
That's an interesting
And if,
stat right
150,
there.
like 1.5 meters, sorry. I was like, yeah, so don't worry, like the bike is for you.
Okay.
So I would say nothing should stop you from the sensation of freedom.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you,
This has
Bella.
been lots of fun,
Thank you.
inspirational, and I can't wait to see your movie.
Okay,
Coming
thank
up.
you. You're going to help me with that?
Zara Samak, cyclist. That's
Yeah,
it.
thank
That's
you.
pretty much it.
Yalla.
Well, it's been a pleasure and an honor having you again
Thank you.
on Bahrain Now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Cyclist Bees with Sarah Saman took place right here on Bahrain Now. Young Bahrainis who have merged two brilliant ideas together. Now you can do your cycling route while stopping for a coffee for a break. Watch this next video. Ladies and gentlemen, to tell us more about this great initiative is the co-founders of Loop Cafe themselves, Mr. Abdurrahman Kohaji and Mr. Abdullah Shamlan. Well, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening, Bara. Thank you for having us.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Just reading about the topic itself, about the idea, I'm like, how did you even come up with that? So tell us, what's the idea? How did you come up with it? I'm really excited to know.
Sure. So basically, we have a sports background. Into events, organizing and sports events. Abdurrahman is an athlete himself.
Okay.
So we realized that there are sports shops in Bahrain. Let's come up with a new concept, the first ever in Bahrain. So we came up with this idea. It's a coffee shop,
right,
with a cycling shop integrated together. So we have a cycling shop where we repair, we rent bikes, we sell accessories related to cycling and triathlon.
Okay.
And we do have a full coffee shop itself. So we serve coffee, we serve teas, sandwiches, acai, and these kind of stuff.
Okay.
We think it's a good idea because we think coffee goes along with endurance sport itself, with caffeine and these kind of stuff. Yeah, so this is how we came up with the idea.
That is fascinating. I mean, you're combining the best of two worlds in Bahrain.
Yes.
So, sir,
and
tell me more.
Also, more than that, with the new booming coming in Bahrain, triathlon sport and cycling, and with the amazing support from His Highness Sheikh Nasser and Sheikh Khalid, the number of cyclists in Bahrain, we believe it increased like the treble almost. We believe that there is more than 4,000 cyclists in Bahrain.
Wow.
So what's happened before and post the pandemic, Corona, the number of cyclists increased a lot in Bahrain. So we saw that in the last season in the race happening in Bahrain Cycle Associations and the booming in Bahrain, and our meeting with the bike shop owners, how they have a demand on the cycling in Bahrain and waiting list on buying the cycling. So the idea here to have a hub for the athletes in Bahrain, the cyclists and the triathlete. So merging this idea together and having the first sport coffee shop in Bahrain. So people on this field, when they want to go and maintain their bike, they go and they have the coffees and watch each other there. So the concept come with what's going on in Bahrain and GCC.
Love it, I love it. And the atmosphere is amazing. People go there, they have fun, they enjoy it. Even they go for a coffee, you get to see all the bikes. It's a beautiful scenery. I mean, it's a beautiful thought. I mean, I can like, what really inspired you? Like, was there something that took place, like, you know, a moment like, if we just bring coffee and cycles together, it's gonna happen. Is there a story behind this?
Yes, and the idea, we brainstorm a lot, like we start Loop Cafe on the Corona itself. We opened it on April 2021. So we always believe when we brainstorm as an entrepreneur, always there is in the market and opportunities. So what was the opportunity in that time? Coffee shop was closing down. There was no much demand on a lot of businesses, but the sport, especially the individual sport, is going up. So having this concept for a lot of cyclists in Bahrain, it worked very well. So we believe that always there is an opportunities, especially the field, on the sport field, sport events, coffee shop, and putting this together, always there is a big need and increasement in Bahrain.
Brilliant. It's just, I'm just like, the more I hear your story, the more I feel like this is so smart and brilliant. It's so creative. Like, the idea is simple, but the execution itself is so creatively done. So thank you so much for making this happen. Not only that you're a coffee shop / a cycle place and a shop, but you have a lot of activities going on. I want to hear more about that.
Yeah, so basically we have, we gathered all the groups in Bahrain. We told them this is the place where you could come and start with. So we have a lot of groups are starting their activities, running and cycling from the cafe itself. And we do organize 2 cycling rides every week. We have a ride every Sunday, which is for a beginner level. People just wanted to start cycling. And then we have a ride every Friday, early morning, for a little bit more advanced group. And we're starting, we waited for the weather to get a little bit better. So we're starting from mid of September with a running group every Thursday from the cafe itself in the afternoon.
Oh wow, there's a lot going on. I mean, that's a lot of activities taking place. Not only that, you have associations, I guess, from time to time.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, and as Abdullah said, the concept and the goal to support cyclists in Bahrain as much as we can, and also runners. Amazing season, cycling season becoming in Bahrain, like the Bahrain Cycle Association, BSCA. They announced the season races schedule. There's almost 18 races.
Oh wow.
And they opened the registrations, and more than 15 teams they registered in Bahrain. So the previous 2 races, they closed the races registration 48 hours. So we try to support as much as we can athletes and cyclists, even to start. As he said, like, we support the beginners and we take them to different levels. As much as we can, we encourage, we support people to come to this field, because it's very healthy for their health, and it's very nice lifestyle having everyone in this type of games. Amazing. So we really try to support as much as we can.
That's beautiful. And now the thing is, like, there is the coffee culture and there's the cycling culture, right? And to each his own, but you brought this together in one world, like together. Do you see yourself more of a coffee culture or a cycle culture? Where do you see yourself more at?
It's a mix of both, because usually the athletes and cyclists, they are into coffee. They go to specialty coffees. They want to have their coffee before the ride, after the ride, and also we serve few nice things like the SIs. Our coffees, specialty coffees, a few special drinks for the athletes.
Wow.
It works hand to hand, yeah.
What kind of special coffees do you have? Like a special blend, a special kind of... Okay, let's hear that.
So we do have we do have the normal coffees, but our coffee tastes really well. So we do have the normal cappuccino, espresso, and this kind of stuff. But we have also a coconut latte. You have to try that.
I definitely will have to.
Yeah,
would love that.
This
definitely.
is but we as Abdurrahman said, we do have also 5 types of smoothies and different mojitos and different kind of drinks. We do have our iced tea as well. Is really good. It's popular.
Okay.
So yeah. So this is most of the drinks that we have.
I can feel the confidence in your tones. Like, yes, we're good. We know we're good. We don't have to. We're like, just try us. You'll see. I love it. Like, do you reach to a point that, I think you have drinks that's just special for cyclers, right? I guess, like, certain kind of caffeine. Do you look at that, or still like a generic thing going on?
Yes, both. We have our special drinks, and there is the normal coffees. We have a walk-in client. They come to sit to enjoy being in a sport coffee shop, because a lot of modern coffee shop available in Bahrain, beautiful design, nice coffees, and they serve very nice stuff. But the idea of having different concept sport coffee shop, in our coffee shop we have a vintage bike 35 years old, and the partition between the bike maintenance shop and the coffee shop, it's all a glass partition.
Okay.
So the experience of having the coffee and seeing the technician maintaining a bike, it's different.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So we try to be unique, different, and people is coming just to enjoy new experience.
You are definitely there with that, definitely. It's like mind blown away where you have two cultures coming together in one place. It's a beautiful experience. Do you have any maybe future plans you can tease us with, or are you going to keep that as a secret for now?
It's fine, if you want, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, the idea to have, we have a plan to have 10 branch in 10 years.
Okay.
So we are starting the second branch in Diyar al-Muharraq in 2 months.
Beautiful.
And the third branch will be in Jufair. The idea to have the support for the cyclists and the sport coffee shop concept and everywhere in Bahrain. So in the future, if we start the ride from Loop Friday, so we take the break in other branch. And also we try to serve 7 days a week, morning to evening. So we give very high service and time, and all the service, all the mean like pick up and drop, and all the week when they go, they see the coffee shop is open, we don't close any day a week. And having loop and everywhere in Bahrain, so they can take the cycle here and drop it from otherwhere.
Love it.
So we try to have the community and the sport coffee shop to everywhere. Anyone who want to reach loop, it's easier in his close to him.
And you never know, you can have an actual loop around
Fine,
Bahrain, right?
Definitely.
With the third branch, yes, we'll have the loop.
But it's like, hey, loop around. Every 3 loops, you're gonna get a free coffee.
Yeah, yeah. We do have loyalty cards at the moment at the shop for drinks. So if you buy a certain number, then you get a free drink. Yani. So it's looping around, you know, just bringing people back and back.
You need to get starting, I guess. A lot going on here.
You should.
I love this. I love this. It's just a lot going on. So what do you think of the cycling culture right now in Bahrain? I know it's booming, but from your perspective, because you receive all these cyclers, what do you think of it right now? Is it growing so fast? Do you think we need a bigger push? Where are we at right now?
It's unbelievable. Yani.
Wow.
If you drive on a Friday morning, you go to the lug area, you will be amazed with the number of cyclists in the road at 5:30 a.m. You won't believe, like, it's a lot of groups, professional athletes, the medium and the low range, a lot of groups, women's, mountain bike, road bike. It's amazing.
And and what is amazing as well, the new projects in Bahrain,
Right.
they have cyclists in their mind, so they are all building cycle lanes in everywhere.
Wow.
And there is a cycle lane is built just for cyclists. There is no cars are allowed in the log. It's going to be around 50 kilometers. So yeah, and we're moving in the right direction.
Wow, I can only imagine that one day we're going to see this, like we're going to have a cycle lane all the way from the airport to Zalog, like one lane.
Yeah. I think, why not? I think this is the right approach. You know, when the winter comes in Bahrain and the weather is good, you can definitely go to work on your bike. If there is a cycle lane and it is safe to cycle, why not? Then you're doing your exercise to work and back.
Yeah, and not only that, like in the future plan, you know, you're gonna start from there and all the way to the end of Bahrain. It's like you're gonna pass by 10 Loop cafes on the way.
Inshallah.
The coffee break.
It's like, oh, Loop cafe, good. 1 hour, another Loop cafe. What? Let's stop. I love that.
That's
I love
the plan. That's the plan.
And I will support you all the way. Let's make that happen, definitely.
Thank you so much, Wara.
So, any last words to your viewers?
Just from my side, just to announce that Bahrain Cycle Association is doing amazing job in the season. First time in Bahrain, they announced Bahrain Leagues in Cycle Association, and they established a team's registration in Bahrain. As I mentioned at the beginning, there is 15 team already registered. The competition will be very nice. We'll have a live coverage, and everyone will enjoy the new leagues in Bahrain in cycling. And the first race will be on 17 September.
Wow.
And also in this season, they are going to have 2 tours, like mini Tour de France and some few tours on 3 days. We have in January and we have in November and we have in February, I think. And also it will be live streaming and a new experience.
I think you guys need to hook me up with a good cycle shop. Need to get a cycle right now. That's a rent out, I guess, at Loop Cafe itself and give it a try, because we've been hearing a lot about the cycling culture and it's been happening. But not only that, it means the community, it's the culture, it's the sport itself. and it's just the endurance. It teaches you a lot, and we really appreciate you putting together two worlds in one. Well, it's been a great pleasure and honor having you with us right here on Bahrain Now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Bara.
Definitely, it's a pleasure. Well, viewers, we've made it to the finish line. Hope you enjoyed the episode as much as I did. As always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below on the screen. This was Bara Abdallah. Until next time, Bahrain, good night and God bless.